And then October 7th happened. And I was like, this. These are my motherfucking people.
There's nothing less Jewish than Christmas.
I gotta tell you, I don't know why God does a lot of the things that he does.
Jews definitely need a strong dose of that.
There is no hiding your Star of David and not wearing your kippah where you don't want to. It's like, there's none of that.
Bruchim habaim. Welcome one and all to our landmark 50th episode. Whether you've been with me since day one or discovered the show somewhere along the way, I'm so happy you're here now. Today's guest is one I always knew I'd have on at some point, but I've been saving her for a special episode, and number 50 just feels right. My guest is a world-class dance star who has performed in every major arena in every major city around the world. She was a finalist and two-time All-Star on So You Think You Can Dance, a mainstay on TV series Glee and Hit the Floor, a New York Knicks City dancer, backed up music icons with canine names like Pitbull and Snoop Dogg, and appeared in a number of films with the word rock in the title, like Rock of Ages, Camp Rock 2, and The Rock with Sean Connery, except not that one, that was a joke. At 23, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and has been an incredible spokesperson and advocate ever since, handling her condition with unbelievable grace and determination. At 28, she converted to Judaism and is now the mayor of our kids' Jewish day school. At 31, she became a mother, and now that we're done having kids, they're planning her Jersey retirement ceremony at Madison Square Garden. She's balletic on the stage, a balabusta in the house, and a straight baller everywhere it counts. She's my wife. Please welcome, at last, the greatest gift to the Jewish people since the Ten Commandments, Mrs. Courtney Ann Platt. Weekly shout out to Courtney.
Wow, that was a pretty epic intro.
Well, you're an epic woman, babe.
That was very nice.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
I'm very excited to have you.
I feel like this is like the longest we'll have, like, get to
have
speak,
a conversation.
Have a conversation since when was 2019?
Yeah.
Since Joey was born. Yeah, it's like that.
Well, I've been waiting for this moment, and I've been saving it, and I'm glad it's finally here.
Oh, my goodness.
So let's jump right in, shall we?
Okay.
What would you say are my best qualities? No, I'm just kidding.
Are you? I was going to say, I thought this was about me.
Okay, let's start. I want to start at the beginning. Why don't we start with the story of how you and I met, and I would love to hear it in your own words.
The first time I met you, you said I forgot your name.
Well, yes, you did. But that came afterwards. I didn't say that to your face.
So the first time we met was in rehearsal.
The first time we met was at the cast party where you forgot my name.
That doesn't count because I forgot your name.
So, like, you didn't even make an impression of me, you're saying?
That's correct.
So that's fine.
Shit.
So there you go, folks. Like,
sorry.
Have hope. You might meet the person you're going to spend your life with, and they don't even remember they've met you. So then we meet in rehearsal.
Yes.
And this is for Hair, the musical at the Hollywood Bowl in 2014. So first impression was a zero impression. Then later you start to fall in love with me. What sold you?
Correct. I thought you were the smartest person ever. And I thought you were so professional and well prepared. And when so many people forgot their lines, like, you would jump in and know them. And you just, like, really stood out, and you worked so hard, and you, like, it was just you made a really lasting impression for sure. Like, I loved watching you sing. That was, and hearing your amazing voice. You definitely, and everybody loved you. Like, you were just, like, such a light in the rehearsal room. And, like, a lot of the time when you work with actors, no offense, but, like, you have to, like, sometimes not baby them, but be like, that was so good. Mm-hmm. Just, like, stretch your arm a little. Meanwhile, it's just like, you were just like, you just wanted to, like, okay, give me what it is, stretch your arm. And I really appreciated that.
When did it flip from, like, oh, this is an impressive cast member who I admire, to, like, oh, I might have feelings for this person?
You were, like, very flirty with me. And you texted me about something about a wine night or something. You're like, so.
Well, there was, like, talks of having some sort of, like, cast wine night.
Yeah, and you, like, texted me. You're like, how about that wine night? Like, you were laying it on pretty thick. And then I remember I stole your snack, and it was like some, like, delicious zucchini chips or something. And then I went and replenished them, and I put a little heart on the bag, and I left it in your dressing room. I remember when I asked some of the cast to sing at the MS event I was having, you were, like, the first one. You were like, absolutely. the first one to respond, yes. So and you were hot, babe.
Okay, so then I've told this story on the show before, but I'd like to hear it in your words. I want to hear the story of our first date, which came basically after we were already a couple.
Yeah, it was an interesting start. Our first date, I feel like we really got down to business. Like we were sitting, and it was Angelina Ostria, which was hilarious because years later it became our neighborhood spot with our children. Mm-hmm. But I was so excited. I remember I bought a new outfit, and we were just sitting there, and you just said to me, like, you just laid it out there. You were like, listen, Judaism is something that is incredibly important to me. Is it something that you would consider? You seem like a serious chick. I'm a serious guy. I could see this going the distance. Is it something that you would consider, down the road? And I remember my answer was, I'd have to see it was important to you, not just, your family, or like that you were being pressured to do it. I'd have to see you, live it. And then the next one was, well, if you do convert, our children will have to go to Camp Ramah. Listen, I was
not messing around.
No, you were not messing around. I was like, a lot of my girlfriends were like dating these guys for a long time, and then like 2 years later, they're like, I don't want kids, and she's like, what? So it was I really, at that time, I really appreciated the clarity. Like I thought that was like another amazing quality. If you want to know some of your fantastic qualities, honey. Yeah, you just were honest and laid it out and true to yourself, and I appreciated that.
So like from the lens of, the person that I am falling for or already love, whatever, is asking me to consider becoming Jewish.
Yeah.
My memory of it, and I have a shit memory, but I remember smiles. Like when I asked you this, you answered with a smile on your face. It was not like a tense moment or anything like that at all. Like how did that hit you? Just that aspect of it.
I think I already loved you, so it was,
I mean, I did tell you I loved you later
on
that
the first
evening
date. That is correct.
Dinner, yeah.
I also made a deal with you. I said, listen, the one thing that will always happen, no matter what, is we will be my children will believe in Santa Claus, and we will be at my parents' house for Christmas every single year. It's not this like crazy holy thing in my house. I mean, they acknowledge it, but like it's like traditional and family, and so that was something that like I just wanted to get out there as well. And then once you said okay, I was definitely all smiles. Yeah.
So let's get into your upbringing. You were raised Italian Catholic.
Correct.
What did that mean in your house?
It was like say your prayers at night, like say grace before meals, but it wasn't something that was like in my every single day life. It wasn't something like I didn't read out of the Bible every single day. It was for me, my parents really instilled like more of a belief in God. Like that was an incredibly important thing growing up in my home. My mom says her prayers every night. My brother and sister-in-law go to church. Like it is, so my dad has always struggled a bit with, with the belief in God and things like that. But
I can relate.
Yeah, I know. It's so yeah. It wasn't like this like crazy Catholic, hardcore.
But it also wasn't
house.
Nothing
no, it
especially
definitely
your
wasn't
mom,
nothing.
Like a lot of your father, your brother, they wear cross necklaces.
Yeah,
your sister-in-laws, your mom likes to go to mass.
Correct. It is definitely. It's a presence in their life. It is not something that is like forgotten. It is a presence in their life. There's no birthright for Catholics. Like nobody's sending a bunch of kids to the Vatican, like to like learn about it. It is interesting. It's like for Jews, and I didn't know this before. Now I have, the complete picture. It's a way of life. It is who you are as a human in your blood, and it is your identity. We go to church, we do all the things.
I like going. It's like interesting.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that so much because like I appreciate you honoring my family because I will never not honor my family.
Of course.
Yeah, and so I do appreciate that you have. I mean, you had a hard time with like the Santa Claus piece in the beginning.
I did. There were definitely some growing pains around Christmas.
For sure, growing pains around Christmas. But I mean, in my head, I was like, "What do you mean? Christmas is like the greatest ever. It's like the most magical holiday on the planet. Like, what are you talking about?"
I know, but for a Jew, a Jewish kid growing up, Christmas, like there's nothing less Jewish than Christmas. It's like it is like a double bacon cheeseburger of a holiday, right? And you grow up like feeling so not a part of that.
Right.
Not in a like a, oh, I'm excluded way, but just like that is not our people. Like that is the other people's thing.
Right.
And so like when it was, okay, now Jonah, like you're going to be celebrating Christmas.
Yeah.
I was not like, okay, this is my thing now. It was like, okay, I'm going to my wife's family to be there while they celebrate their Christmas.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think a lot of our growing pains, like, it was like, I feel like I dove headfirst into your things and your traditions and so I think a lot of the growing pains was like your hesitation to dive in headfirst.
Yes, and you didn't exactly like grease the wheels for me.
I definitely did not grease the wheel.
You didn't talk me through anything.
I didn't.
It wasn't like, here's what's important, or like, this is what this means. It was just like, we're doing Christmas. Why aren't you smiling? Yeah. Like, let's go.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know, and it like took a second.
Yeah.
It took a couple years, and then definitely, I mean, a memory I have that I'm sure you have is the first time I saw our son, Joey, when we were with some mall Santa, and everyone's like, go sit on Santa's lap and take a picture. Mm-hmm. And I had like a little tantrum, or I don't know what you'd call it, but I was like, not okay.
Right.
It felt
and
really...
especially because Joey was crying, and everyone around, like the kid was crying. We're all laughing and thinking it's cute because like that's a lot of the time what babies do when they see Santa Claus at first. And you were like, he's miserable. Like, why are we putting this small baby on this fat man with a beard's lap? Like,
this strange employee and who's like, you know, the epitome of non-Jewish.
Yeah.
And like my Jewish kid is like sitting there crying on his lap. It was like, that was not a fun moment for me. So the thing that like really unlocked it for me was your dad. Shout out to Big Vin. He was like, you know the feeling when you're a kid and you're driving to Disneyland? Like, that's Christmas. That's what it's about. And, like, it's very simple to say, but, like, once I understood that, like, it's just about, like, the magic and the wonder and the, like, excitement for the kids. Like, it's even saying it now, I'm like, you're like, duh. But, like, I didn't know that. It wasn't my thing. I didn't know. I mean, it was like, I had to, like, get it on that level. And that sort of freed me up to just enjoy it. Now, you know, I'm rocking the Christmas shirts and the baking the things and having a great good old time. How did you break it to your family that like, hey, I met this Jewish guy and I'm going to marry him and become a Jew?
If you literally want to talk about like not preparing someone, like I honestly blame some of the difficulties, like if there were like the small ones that we had, like on myself. Like I did the worst job. Like I literally called him up. I was like, hey, I'm totally in love with this guy, and I'm going to convert to Judaism if I marry him. And
Did you tell them that right away? Like, was that after the first date kind
of thing?
Like
here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, you don't introduce them after the first date. You wait. Like I never did that growing up. Like if I was dating you, like you came home and if you could hang with my family, you like passed it. And then if you couldn't, like we're not going on a second date. It's just not happening. I think I've always been the one to like, my poor parents, like shock my parents. Like I've just been like,
you're the only one that ever left in your entire family who left the New York City area.
Yeah, there was nothing that could stop you if you set your mind to something. And it's interesting because it's like they're the ones who instilled that in me. So yeah, I like called them up and I just kind of told them. It wasn't like a permission thing. It was just, and you know, I was like, we'd still have Christmas and whatever. And I think it just took them like a really long time to digest that, and I don't think I did a good job like saying to them, you did the most incredible job raising me, and I believe in God because of you, because of what you've instilled in me. You know, like even at the Beit Din when I converted and we had that ceremony, I did a whole essay on how like my parents instilled God in me, like hit the brakes here, like my, you know, and just honoring them in that way and allowing the fact that like I know exactly who I am on the inside and I don't feel like changing my religion would be something that like changed who I was inside.
There was one phone call.
Oh, there was one phone call. My poor mom. She was yelling, who's going to have Christmas if I die? And I'm like, your two sons and your Catholic daughter-in-laws. Like they'll have Christmas. Like, it's going to be okay. But it's like, it's fair. It's like, I'm the only...
You're
I'm
her
the
oldest girl. You're the only girl.
And then I moved 3,000 miles away,
Right.
and I'm like, hey, I'm a Jew now. I'm a Jew. How are you? Hi, I'm a Jew. How are you? Yeah.
And it came out a couple years into our
It did.
marriage that, you know, there were some conversations that we probably should have had at the beginning that we never had.
100%. I feel like I like shielded. I feel like instead of like you talking about it with my parents as well, it's like I never brought you in on the conversation. I was totally the middleman because I never wanted anyone to like feel bad or, you know, fight and one night it came to a head and it went to the wee hours of the morning.
Our conversation.
Yes. There was arguing at my brother's. We went home, drank a bottle of wine. I think I drank a bottle of wine, a full one, like to my face because I was just like, I couldn't believe that we were doing this. But it was good. Like it ended up, ultimately, it was like they didn't know a lot of the things that you did, like to kind of like prepare me. I wasn't forced into it. I wasn't, you know, you didn't say you have to be a Jew or I can't marry you. It was like, this is something that's important to me. Like the way you presented it, I don't think I did a good job explaining to them. And I don't know. It was a big blow up. But at the end of it all, I'm really happy it happened. I think they were just like, they were hurting because they looked at you and they were like, so what? We're not good enough?
Yeah.
Just because we're not Jewish, we're not good enough.
Right. My daughter has to change
to
like be good enough to be
right.
with you.
And meanwhile, I never felt like I had to, like, it wasn't this like insane change. I really felt like, well, if I'm going to be able to celebrate all the holidays with my family and my children are going to be able to experience it and they're going to know their grandparents in and out and where they came from and honor all of those things, I think it felt like a little bit of a betrayal almost in a way to them. And I get it. I get it now looking back, and now I have kids and everything hits different when you have kids.
Of course.
I feel for them, and I should have done a much better job of bringing them in on the conversation.
So conversion.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. You're the first guest I've had on the show who's converted, start to finish.
Modern day Ruth.
It's a huge commitment.
It is.
And I mean, honestly, like you were doing it for me.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you didn't do it because you found Judaism. You were doing it because the guy you were going to marry said, will you please become a Jew?
I saw how important it was to you.
Were you ever able to make it for yourself in the process?
After we were married, like I think it took a couple years.
Yeah.
It just how it did for you. It took me a couple years. Frankly, if I'm completely honest.
Please.
When we went to Israel together, I was pregnant with Joey, and you were like, do you feel the magic of Israel? And I was like, okay. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Like, you know, like I said the other day, they were excavating for a parking lot, and then all of a sudden they found something from the Ottoman Empire. It was like, oh my God. So it's an incredible place, but it didn't feel like spiritual to me.
Right.
And then October 7th happened, and I was like, fuck this. These are my motherfucking people. Like I like jumped on the train real quick.
I want to put a pin in that because I want to get to that.
Okay.
But we have a lot of ground to cover before we get to your October 7th moment.
Okay.
We're still back on conversion.
Okay.
So we're like 10 years
Sorry.
away. No, it's good. A lot of people don't even know what the process of converting is. So take us through what the process was for you.
I enjoyed the process, actually. I had I would have weekly sessions with Rabbi Kalb, and we would sit down together at like a Starbucks or a restaurant, whatever, and we would talk for 3 or 4 hours. And it starts at the beginning of the year, so Rosh Hashanah, and it takes you through an entire Jewish calendar year. And he was amazing because he was modern Orthodox, and he was so honest about everything. And like, I enjoyed the back and forth. I enjoyed that Judaism, this is something that has always stuck to me, like Judaism like welcomes questioning, like that it is like based on questioning, and like that is something I love, because I think like in your faith you're constantly questioning, and life tests you and you're constantly questioning things. And so yeah, I that was an amazing experience. And like a lot of people went through the, Reformed conversion but I like that I did the Orthodox conversion. Like if I'm going to do something, like, let me just do it and like know all of the things. And then when we're living our lives together, we could, pick what we love, what we don't love, what is right for us. And that's what we did. And it was just, I really enjoyed meeting Rabbi Riskin.
So Rabbi Riskin,
Yes.
Rabbi Kalb, you converted through a program called Or Torah Stone.
Yes.
Shout out to those homies.
They're pretty awesome.
Yep.
Or Torah Stone is something that like your family had a big hand in.
Well, my grandfather.
Yeah, your grandfather. And I was just like,
may his memory be a blessing.
Totally, but
you were nervous that this was like my more Orthodox
correct.
grandpa.
There you go.
So you don't be shy.
Okay,
I see what you're thinking. You were nervous that my more observant grandfather was like, you need to use this rabbi,
yes.
and this rabbi's gonna like be
yeah.
strict and lay down the law. But
yeah.
that is the opposite of the purpose of what Or Torah Stone is, which
correct.
is to try to bring Orthodox Judaism to the modern person.
I had all these preconceived notions, and I enjoyed talking to him so much. And I remember he really loved the letter I wrote at the Beit Din at the mikveh when I read that letter before I went in
about your parents.
Yeah, about my parents. And he was like, this is what it's about. Like, this is the most beautiful thing. He was like, he made me send it to him. And so he was like, you should always honor your family. You should do not ever, forget where you came from. And so I really appreciated that about him.
I appreciate it too. I mean,
yeah.
that sort
great.
of Judaism is my kind of Judaism.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges of the conversion process for you?
I definitely took issue with the way, like,
go ahead.
Okay. The whole, like, sleep separately when you have your period thing, like, I was like, that is some bullshit. That's, like, some caveman shit that, like, before there were pads and tampons, some guy was like, that's gross, you go sleep over there. And I didn't ask for this, and you're going to go over, I have to leave because you go. So it's like, it like pissed me off. So I was annoyed about that. And then I was annoyed that I don't know, like the whole, not annoyed, but I didn't really understand it. Like the whole, when women wear their wigs, it's like, if my hair turns your husband on, that's your problem, not mine. So it's like, there was like some things with the whole women aspect of it that I didn't love. Like, yeah. I felt like, I don't, like, where did these men think that they came from? You're welcome for your life. Like, don't ever treat me any less equal than you are, and listen, I'm like super traditional, but I'm like also believe that women are strong and amazing individuals that create life and should be treated as such. So, and it's not to say that they're not, because I think just like on the outside looking in, that's what it could look like. So I think just, I remember I was at Rabbi Kalb's daughter's bar mitzvah. She's dyslexic and she's reading from the Torah, and there was a mechitza in the middle, like the men and women were separate. Right. And some men, when this little girl who worked incredibly hard for her, for this moment, these men got up and left because women aren't supposed to read from the, like, I wanted to like kick them.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I was pissed. I looked at Rabbi Kalb, I'm like, you're going to let that happen? What's the matter with you? Like, and he was just like, it is what it is. And to me, it's not, it is what it is. It's like, that's my daughter. She worked really hard for that. And just because she's a chick, you're going to get up and like leave. Give me a break. Like the whole, like, they can't hear women sing. Like, why not? What are they, sirens? You're going to like,
Gonna crash
you're
your
gonna
ship
crash
into the
your
rocks?
shit. Give me a break. Like, so it's like, and now I respect it and I understand it more.
Are there any sort of elevated moments from your conversion process that stick out? Like things that were really, meaningful or remarkable or positive?
I think Shabbat was like my the greatest thing to ever enter my life. Like, I think that to the ability to like try and disconnect, and like a night that is like, life is so insane, and to have a night that is like mandatory just for family and just for focusing on like what really matters to kind of bring you back to zero again is an incredible part of Judaism. Like, I think that was like the greatest gift for sure.
Can you recall any of your fondest, earliest Jewish memories, like as your first becoming a Jew, or maybe after you convert, or during, and
I think my first Shabbat at Susan Schmidt's house.
after we got married?
Yes.
Shout out to Susan.
Yes, I think that was incredibly special.
And shout out to Isaac. May his memory be a blessing.
Yes,
We miss him.
The best. I loved being at my nephew's, bris, and just like I think the Jews do a good job of like celebrating. And I also remember being very impressed with you on Yom Kippur. Like it is like you take it very seriously. I know, but like a lot of it's interesting because like when you talk about like your struggle with God and like your things, it's like you take Yom Kippur like very seriously. I definitely didn't know that, so that was like a surprising thing for me when you were like, no, I'm not wearing lead. Like you did all the things, and you took it very seriously, and you wanted to be in shul all day, and so I loved that. I did. I loved seeing that.
Thanks, babe. Mm-hmm. Maybe one year you'll join me.
Listen, I don't fast because
I don't care about the fasting.
What do you mean you don't care about the fasting?
No, I mean for you. So you take medications. Like you don't
it's
fast.
hard when
and
you
don't feel good.
It's
like, what's the point?
Right. It's hard when you have little kids, I think. Like it's hard to like actually focus when you have little kids running around, and and I do reflect on that day. I do. And like, we sin, we betray, we blah blah, we do all the things. We do it all horrible things. And so it is a reminder to like, check yourself.
Yeah. I'll be in synagogue and we'll be doing that one, and I'm like to Courtney, like, you did this. You did this.
Pain in the ass.
Does this feel familiar?
You wonder why I get annoyed at it.
The culmination of the conversion ceremony is the day at the mikveh,
yes.
the Beit Din. You go before the rabbis,
yes.
have to answer questions. Do you remember what they asked you?
What do I love most about Judaism?
Do you remember what you said?
Shabbat.
Mm-hmm.
What don't I like? What's the least thing I like about
Did you say?
Judaism? I did. I said all the things.
The things that we just talked about.
Why I'm doing this. And I was honest. I said because of you, but like along the way, I'm slowly starting to love things and, adopt them as my own. They didn't do the whole like, we were in the car with your cousin, and he was like, did they have to deny you? And it was like the first time I've ever heard that, and I was like, deny me? I was like, they're I was like, what do you mean deny me? I was like, so I like didn't get it, and you were like, relax, like you were like, that's a thing that. Sometimes
the traditional thing, they deny you to like make you really prove you want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you had that day at the mikveh, you do the Beit Din, you do the ceremonial dunk. Did you feel, okay, I'm a Jew now? Or you were like, okay, that's done, like on to the next thing?
Yes, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
But because you can't
flip a switch.
You can't flip a switch. Like I think it's like I knew we were going to be married. We're spending our life together. Like I knew what I was getting into, but it's like to actually feel it in your heart and like, believe and I think it takes time.
And so I know we're still going to get there. We're going to get to October 7th and what that meant to you. Mm-hmm. Was there even a moment between your conversion in 2016 and October 7th, 2023, where you were like, okay, I'm a Jew now?
I think when Joey was Shabbat Abba.
Oh.
Yeah, like seeing my kid do it and like love it so much, and it be something that is just like he knows and is in him, and I think I was like, okay, this is mine now.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Do you think in Jew?
Like, what do you mean about that?
Like, if we got divorced, would you be like, oh, I can stop being Jewish now?
No, I don't think that. I've never been a part of a community like this. It's crazy. It's like, it is so overwhelming at times, but it is like so overjoyed. Like, you just feel like you are a part of something and anybody will do anything for you. It's definitely become a part of my everyday life and become a part of my children's everyday life. And it doesn't take away from where I came from and like who I am and like my past, honestly. Right. It just doesn't. It's like it has added to my life.
To your parents' credit, they've always made me feel very embraced and comfortable and supportive of my Jewishness and all of that. Even from the day we were married, there's a story that you just told me recently that I wasn't even aware of on the night of our wedding, about something your dad said to some of your friends. Could you please recount that story?
So Josh actually told us about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Josh, shout out to Josh.
He said that they were all at the table at the Friday night dinner. It was like all of my friends from home. They
so
were
all the Long Island,
all the Long Island people,
you know,
like
Picciarello,
correct,
and,
all of the
Caridi,
yes,
and this crew.
And so they, one of my friends was not wearing the kippah, and so my father comes over and he goes, "Where's your little hat?" And he's like, "I don't have to wear a little hat. I'm not Jewish." He goes, "Everybody wears the little hat. Put your little hat on." He slammed his hand down on the table, just like
everybody wears a little hat.
Yeah, it was like Josh did a much better job, but it was totally like my parents definitely embraced it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just love that story.
Yeah, it's such a good story.
So you've sort of touched on this a little bit, but how do you think about being a wife and a mother through a Jewish lens?
After October 7th, I feel like a wife, no problem. And a Jew, no problem. But a Jewish mother, I was like, I had my claws out. Anyone in my life that would be cool with them wrapping my children up, burning them, raping me, and then shooting my husband while like he got to watch them rape. It's like, you're toast. You're done. You're done to me. You're dead to me. It's like I'm very black and white with that. It's like, my kids are Jewish, and this is what it is, and I will fuck you up. Like I'm sorry. I know it sounds terrible.
Well, no, it doesn't sound.
It's
terrible.
like I will never let my children feel afraid of being Jewish. Like, to me, that is not I will not allow that. I like when after October 7th happened, we lived in a very Jewish neighborhood, Orthodox neighborhood, and some people were like, "Oh, should we take our mezuzahs down?" I was like, "Don't you dare take those mezuzahs down." It's like, because then they win. Then they win. It's like, that's not, on that Friday where they claimed jihad and they were going to do whatever, like they were like, "We're keeping our kids home from school." I was like, hell no, my kid's going to school. Like, the day that they affect my children's life, like these parents who have the kids in college, and like their graduations were canceled, they weren't able to go to class, I would have shown up with a baseball bat. Hell no. My kid he's going to be proud of who he is through and through, and who she is through and through. And there is no hiding your Star of David and not wearing your kippah where you don't want to. It's like, there's none of that. There will be none of that. If you got to throw a couple punches in there because like that's what happened, because somebody hates you because of it, you go. You do what you got to do.
Okay, so that's the Jewish mom in relation to people who don't like Jews. What about the Jewish mom in relation to what we like about being Jewish? So, like, how are you what values do you try to adhere to as a Jewish wife and as a Jewish mom that you want to infuse into your marriage and instill into your kids?
It's like a way of life. It's like they're living it.
What is it? What is the way of life?
I mean, they go to Jewish day school.
But, like, why is that important?
I didn't want our kids to go to, like, Hebrew school. I wanted our kids to it is a part of their day, and, like, and a part of their education, and a part of like what is their lives. This isn't some like separate thing. Like, it is intrinsically like in their day-to-day life. And I think sometimes when like kids go to like Hebrew school, or they're like forced to go sit for 3 hours and study something after they've already been at school all day, it's like, I didn't want that. I wanted them to like have Jewish joy and like love being Jewish.
What are some of your favorite ways that we've merged our different backgrounds into one Platt family identity?
You have done a wonderful job of honoring where I came from. And I think like the way that like you will wear your Christmas sweater and you will go to church when needed, and like you will, it's like, if anything, I feel like maybe it's made your Judaism stronger, because you're like, I remember Rabbi Kaub said his son's like favorite thing was when they would be deciding the Pope, who the next Pope would be.
The conclave.
Yes. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he's like, he loves like the tradition of it. He loves like
everybody loves a conclave.
But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But the thing is, it's like his point was, I will never shield my child from not knowing about other cultures and other religions. If anything, it makes himself be more secure in who he is and his belief system in Judaism.
I think that's one of my favorite quotes from the 50 episodes of this show.
What?
Everybody loves a conclave. I think I'm going to put that on a shirt. Being Jewish, everybody loves a conclave. That's good. We're going to do that. Well, some of the, like, one of the favorite ways that I love the way that like our family traditions, like I love that we now host like first night Hanukkah.
I decorate for every season, every holiday. And I think that was like a huge adjustment, was like not having a Christmas tree. And you were like, Courtney, make our house a winter wonderland. And I took that and I ran.
Yeah, I feel like we've done a really nice job of negotiating that.
And our house looks beautiful. And I have stockings, but we have menorahs on them with everyone's name on it. And like there's like, we have sufganiyot ornaments and things like that. It's just, and dreidel ornaments. And yeah, we host the first night of Hanukkah because to me it's like, it gives me a taste of where I came from and like tradition. And so I love that very much. I loved when we hosted Passover too.
Yeah,
like I loved when we like
Seder. We did a nice
yeah,
Seder.
it was like I love having your family over and doing these things. I do. I love it.
So recently I held an event in our home that I called the Being Jewish Together Mosaic Shabbat.
Yes.
And although it was your home, you were very much not the hostess. You were a participant.
I was a participant, and I was shocked.
I want to hear about your experience.
It truly ended up being like one of the most special nights. I probably have like, I would say like in the top 10 of like my life.
Please say more.
It was just like, it was so amazing. Like everyone had different backgrounds. Everyone was from a different walk of life. Like who was Jewish, who wasn't, who was black, who was white, who was Asian, who was, everybody was so different. Yet you found a similarity between each other. And the way that you orchestrated it with, you switched seats each course, and it was so organized and so planned out that it was just, you walked away like really getting something from it. It was so special. Like Comfort, one of my best friends, she was there, and she literally said, she was like, listen, growing up in Texas, I was like, the Jews, we grew up rich. They were rich white people. I didn't know there were any other Jews that existed. And so, for her to be brave and to feel comfortable enough in a space to be able to say that, and for everybody being vulnerable to have those like difficult conversations.
And for her to get to be at a dinner with an Asian Jew.
Yeah, like I've never met an Asian Jew. That was great. It was awesome. It was so wonderful talking to everyone and getting to know them, and it was just so special under the stars in our backyard. You did the most incredible job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really, really did. It was such a special night, and everybody felt it. And the way you started it was like, you please assume that everybody is coming from a good place when they say things, like a vulnerable and good place. That like it is a safe space to say, which I think you do very well. You hear people, you're a good listener. You've created something where people feel safe having difficult conversations around you and on their own. And I'm very proud of you.
You're a very spiritual person. You always have been. Why do you think God set you down this path?
I got to tell you, I don't know why God does a lot of the things that he does. Yes, I am spiritual. I would say as of late, I've had some questions, but in Judaism, that is okay.
Have you ever thought about it in that way, your life at all, of like being on a path?
No, but here's what I can say. I do feel like there's a generational fear sometimes instilled within Jews because of the Holocaust, because of like the trauma that I don't carry.
Right.
So I feel like there's like a refreshing energy to Judaism or excitement that maybe I can add. I don't know. Just like I don't carry the fear with me.
Right.
It's like I am who I am, and this is it, and you're either going to accept it or back off.
Totally. Jews definitely need a strong dose of that.
I do think so. Like being afraid to go places. It's like, yes, there are some places that are dangerous to go to that you shouldn't go. But like just be proud of who you are, and do not apologize or be afraid of what you believe in or who you are as a person.
How has being Jewish, if at all, changed your relationship to God?
The older we get and the more tragedy I see, like when your best friend Mark passed of glioblastoma, like I went into like a spiritual crisis. Like I was like, he has a 6-month-old child, a beautiful wife he just married. Like, why is this happening? And I remember like reaching out to Rabbi Wolpe. I was like, this is some bullshit. Like what, and he explained like without the bad, you don't have the good. You're not going to be able to like recognize the good. Not everything can be good all the time. Not everything can be bad all the time. And the point of faith is like, it's believing in what you don't see. Like there is a plan.
Do you believe that?
I mean, sometimes yes and sometimes no. I feel like I've definitely grappled with it a little bit more as I become older and tainted. But then like I look at my kids, I look at our children, and I'm like, oh my God, like there's no way God doesn't exist. Like the world is really a remarkable place with like, and does carry these things like, and have these things that we take for granted every day. So it's like somebody had to do that. There has to be something larger than us.
So you mentioned that the death of my friend Mark,
Yeah.
may his memory be a blessing, kind of shook your faith. I'll just do a quick shout out to my tattoo here. This says WWMD. What would Mark do?
Yeah.
It's from Mark. I think about it all the time. I'm definitely a better person because of Mark. When I think about him, I make the right choice instead of the selfish
nice.
or the wrong choice.
That's
He always
really
made the right
nice.
choice. Tragically, in the past couple years, 2 of the 3 other finalists from your season of So You Think You Can Dance have taken their own lives. People you were very close to. How have you handled that grief, and where are you at with God and his role in death now?
With the both of them, especially Twitch, it was really hard. It's like we do have free will. According to God, we have free will. So it's like they made a decision. But on the flip side, it's like in certain cases, they got a raw deal. And I don't know. I'm confused by it, honestly. I look at like their circumstances, and when it comes to Twitch, I still don't have the why, which really, really bothers me.
Yeah, you don't have that closure.
There's no closure. And I think like when Joshua passed, you were like, why are you so hellbent on like, yes, he's like, why are you keep reading about him, wanting to like know every single detail? Like that's horrible. And I think it's because I didn't have any details with Twitch that like, I wanted closure on something. I feel a little mad about death. Like more than I ever have been. Like I feel really mad about it. And Twitch's grandfather said something at his funeral. He said, there's such a fine line between life and death, and like 1 minute you are here and 1 minute you are permanently not. And that's it's a terribly scary thought.
I think about that all the time when like you bang your finger into like a door.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, that like hurts so much.
Yeah.
Like we're like a little bag of like tissue, you know?
Totally.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like one wrong freak thing and like your whole
you're
insides
done.
could
You're
rip
toast.
out, you know?
Yeah, like I'm a little more maybe like afraid of death because I feel like I have so much to lose.
Of course.
Like with my children, it's like it's terrifying to love something like so much. I believe in heaven. I believe in angels. I believe in hell. And I feel like I have to, because there has to be something like more. And I don't know. I don't know if that I'm doing that to like tell myself and make me like feel better, or, you know, it's because it's just like, what is this all for? And I just think you have to really enjoy life while you live it. It makes me so sad to think that at the end of their lives, they looked at themselves and said, the world is just better off without me. And I am better off gone. my kids are better off without me. It's like it's an unfathomable thought to think of that.
When you have these afraid of death thoughts,
Yeah.
do you have something you say to yourself to walk you back and be okay to move on?
I mean, I think you've said this about me. No, I just like pummel through. It's like I just like
shove it in a box.
I just shove it in a box. Like it's definitely like I'm alive and I'm here now, but I'm shoving it in a box. It's, you know, I think one of the things that I fear about death is if, God forbid, you know, I pass, like I want my children to like know me and know, you know, my family and their traditions and where I came from. And, you know, because what I have seen from people who have had their spouses pass is that a lot of that is somewhat erased. And I just want to be here for my children and you and my life and live life the way it's supposed to be lived.
So you were diagnosed with MS
Yes.
at age 23.
I was.
How did that change your relationship to God, or did it?
I think it did. I think in a way, it has definitely made me mentally stronger. I've really tried to find like the silver lining in all of it, and some positives have really come out of it. I called it a Brita, like the way it filtered people out of my life.
What about having MS was the catalyst for getting rid of those people?
Because like life is too short to spend time with people that you really don't give a shit about. And it's also like, listen, sometimes it could have been planned for 6 months, but as you know, I could get to that night and I'm like, I feel like I was hit by a truck and I'm going to go to bed now and we have to cancel. And anybody who doesn't get that or is offended by that, get lost. It's like at this point, I can't, you know, and I was really worried in my professional life, like about that, but about like having MS and I don't know, like not being hired. But it really like, I feel like I had the strength to overcome all of that. And I would pray. I would be like, please, dear God, give me the strength. Like, because you do wonder why, but like you can't wallow in that.
Do you believe in prayer, or is it just an outlet for your hopes and fears?
I believe in prayer. I do.
You think they're being heard, being answered?
Yes. My ultimate answer is yes, I do. But like you have to wonder,
why do some get answered?
Why do some get
don't?
like why like I'm like I pray for Mark
and if
to be okay.
everything is, you know,
determined
by God,
right?
Does
like
prayer matter? He would. And if he knows all things,
correct.
why do you
like,
have to pray anyways? He would already know it. You know?
No, I think
these are my problems.
I know.
This is the kind of shit I'm asking in second grade, and they're like, go to detention.
that totally tracks.
Yeah.
When our daughter says her prayers with me at night, like when she's like, dear God, thank you for all that I have.
Raquel does this?
Yes.
She says, dear God, thank you for all that I have?
Yes, Jonah
Platt. I have never heard this.
Well, with me, she does. Every time I put her to bed, I said, we're going to say our
prayers. Don't gatekeep our daughter's beautiful
gatekeep.
spirituality.
Just say, next time you put her to bed, say, Raquel, let's say our prayers. And she knows what to say?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
What could you do to go full Jew?
Maybe committing to Shabbat a little bit more, like no phones or anything, no electronics on Friday, like just simply focusing on family. I know it's what you want. I know. It's just really hard when like you have family everywhere and like you know, but it's just like one night. Yeah. So it's like I could commit. I feel like I would want to commit to.
All right, now we have arrived at a new segment called 5 Deep Questions. This segment is for our Kehillah only, our subscriber community, which if you have not joined yet, you can do right now at beingjewishpodcast.com/community. Click Join the Kehillah. You get the opportunity for bonus content like this, face-to-face time with me, all sorts of other cool, fun things. So if you're a regular listener, we will see you on the other side. And we're back. Welcome back. You missed a good one. If you weren't listening to our 5 Deep Questions. I want to talk a little bit about Israel.
Okay.
You mentioned we went to Israel 2018
yes.
For Honeymoon Israel. Amazing program. Check it out. We will definitely link to it in the show notes. You've already talked a little bit about it and how, you know, it didn't really click for you. You were too early in the Jewish journey for it to really be meaningful for you. Do you feel like it would be different if you went now?
Yes, I do. do feel like it would be way different for me when I went now.
In what way?
I think I just have more of a connection to it. I think I understand why it matters so much to the Jewish people. I've learned more about the country as a whole and what they've contributed to a society, and to like be a part of those people is, you know, an honor. And, you know, I would love to go again.
When we did go,
yes,
you had a unique experience at the Kotel.
I did.
The Western Wall, which for most people is the holy moment, the awe-inspiring moment. Not quite so for you, sweet Courtney.
I did not like how the men had like a gazillion feet to worship, to pray, to move their bodies, to everything. And then the women were like crawling over each other to put a single note in like a crack in the wall. We were with 40 people, and I was the only one that I was like, I'm not touching that thing. And to me, I think what Rabbi Greenwald said to me, which I thought was interesting.
Shout out to Rabbi Adam Greenwald.
Yeah, he's amazing. You have kavanah, like you don't find God like in places. Like if you go, like you don't have to feel God if you're just in a church or in a synagogue or in. Right. It's like you feel God out in the world. You are much more of a spiritual person.
Right. It makes sense. I mean, also that like, you know, you didn't yet feel like this deep connection to being part of this chain. Like when I'm at the wall, it's not like I feel closer to God necessarily. I feel closer to Jews being at the wall.
I don't think I would even feel the same.
This is like the place where our people first were praying thousands of years ago.
Right, and there were women there too. And this wall keeps getting smaller and smaller because it's man-made. So who asked you to do that? Nobody. So like who told you to do that? Nobody. So
what, to make a smaller and smaller area?
Who told you to do that? You guys decided that they were less than, and then you did it. So I'm like, I'm not into that.
What helps you stay grounded with all that's been going on in the last 2 years as a Jew in America?
I think that what keeps me grounded is you a lot of the time, because I definitely could fall into the trap of like the world is ending. Just knowing that like they're not the majority, these crazy people. They're not the majority. They are very much the minority. They're just extremely loud.
Yeah.
So that definitely keeps me, sane.
And you mentioned, and I made us sort of go away from it, but when October 7th happened is when you really clicked in as I'm a Jew.
Yeah. It was a very lioness kind of feeling. Like, you're not coming after my people. Like, you're not coming after my family and like my kids and my husband and my friends. Like, you're just not. So it was a very like visceral, like mama bear reaction. And it kind of just was like, okay, if you're gonna be this, be it. And so, yeah, October 7th did a number. I think it brought me closer. I definitely like felt like a Jew. I definitely felt closer to Israel. I definitely understood it more. And listen, like, there were a couple people that I was friends with for years and years and years, and I was like, no, we're done here. Because it's like, if you don't talk to me, like, I caused the problem in the Middle East. It's like, check in with me, check on my kids. Like, you're this like white chick from, you know what I mean? It's like, you're this like gay dude from, if you went to Gaza, you'd be shot in between your eyeballs faster than you could say free Palestine, So it's like, just stop it.
What about when the threat recedes? Like, do you still hold on to that newfound sense of identity, or is it only in opposition to, adversity that you feel like it
No, I think it showed me a lot of the time, like bad situations and like hard times show you who you are. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think when it recedes, I also, it's like they're like a speck of sand on a giant beach surrounded by haters. And it's just like, I don't think it's going away ultimately, but I do feel definitely a part of the family, the tribe.
We're happy to have you. This is an all hands on deck moment, as I like to say. how are you meeting the moment?
We've talked about this. Like, you think so big, and you make waves in a really big way. Like, to me, I'm so involved with our child's school and like these up and coming little Jews, and like I want to make sure that I'm having like a positive impact on these little people with these, moldable minds. And I don't know, I think like that's how you, like, it's the next generation that you have to like, really, really care about and show them the why. And that's how you make waves for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, for you and for anybody listening, that's what I always say, right? It's about where you can bring your passion and your skill set to your lane, to your sphere of influence. And you're doing that in so many ways.
Your sphere of influence is just like, I'm making like a total life change, and I'm going to.
But not everybody has to do that.
I know, but I'm
really
proud
impactful.
of you. That's correct. You do say that all the time. You're like, the littlest thing can make the biggest difference.
Yeah. So, I'm proud of you and what you're doing.
Thanks,
for our kids and our school and our community.
Man.
Okay, we're going to end things as we usually do with a lightning round. What's your favorite Jewish holiday?
Hanukkah.
How come?
Because I get to host it.
Nice. Least favorite Jewish holiday?
Oh, I feel bad.
Everybody else says one.
Okay, Yom Kippur.
I knew you were going to say Yom Kippur.
I'm sorry.
Favorite biblical figure?
Ooh, Vashti.
I knew it.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I think if you really think about it, Vashti was like the ultimate, like,
feminist,
badass chick. And if she didn't do what she did, Esther wouldn't have been able to do what she did. Yeah. So really, Vashti put that domino effect in move.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you get to pick 2 famous Jews to come over for dinner, one alive, one dead. Who do you pick?
Dead Anne Frank.
You've always had a connection to Anne Frank.
We have the same birthday.
Yeah.
And I just think that when I think of like what a 14-year-old, like a little kid like her is, and what they had to endure, and the attitude that she had when she was writing this, listen, like, yes, like we always say yes, and then she didn't, because she went out and then she was killed, but through who can hide for that many years who they are, and in their like most formative year, I don't know, she just seems like she had such a remarkable head on her shoulders. And then alive. Okay, you're gonna think I'm so ridiculous, but like I love him.
Duff Goldman?
Love him.
He was sitting in that chair.
I know.
You could have just come here.
I know, but I didn't. I love Duff.
Well, hit him up.
Whitney Cummings.
Okay, well, I'll just text both of these people.
Just text all these people.
All right.
Okay, wait, no, I'm not done.
And she is Jewish.
I think Jason Alexander's awesome.
If there's anyone on earth who could have also met these people,
it's me.
It was you.
I know. Golda Meir is amazing.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
I can't help you with.
I know, I'm sorry.
Who are your Jewish role models?
Your mother.
I knew you would say that.
Yeah.
That was mostly just a shout out to Mom.
Your mother is like is an incredible woman. She's an incredible woman. I always tell this story. I'm like, she was in Washington, like planning like a 300,000 person rally.
Right.
And then the next day was like, hi, I'm back. Can you take Raquel to music class? I'm like, aren't you tired? Like, she just somehow has the capacity for everyone and everything, and making everyone feel like they are all that matters.
What's your favorite Jewish food?
The horseradish. I love horseradish. I love the haroset.
2 different things.
No, the haroset, and then I love the horseradish.
What, like together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the matzah.
You like a korach sandwich.
Yeah. Love it. Delicious.
Korach. I like to call you Martha Geirut.
Yes.
Because you're a wonderful Jewish home decorator.
Thank you, honey.
If you were to design your own line of Jewish home goods, what would be your first item?
My first item would be like a beautiful like Hanukkah wreath, or like a gorgeous Hanukkah table runner. Like, stop hitting me with just the blue and just the white.
So wreath and runner, that's what we're going with.
Like wreath and runner, and like even more, like just stop giving me these like kitschy, like who was like, you know what's really Jewish? A gnome.
What?
Do you not go, if you go in all the stores and around Hanukkah, there are these gnomes for Hanukkah. They say Happy Hanukkah. They hold a sign and their eyes are covered and it's a friggin' gnome. I'm not kidding.
I've never seen
I will literally, I have
Hanukkah
pictures in my
gnome
phone. You go into TJ Maxx, Home Goods, all these places. It's all Christmas. And then you go in the corner, and there's this tiny little menorah, these plastic menorahs with these friggin' gnomes. And I'm like, what? Who said with the gnomes?
Well, there was probably non-Jews who were like, well, we have elves. We got to give the Jews something.
A gnome?
So let's give them one that's like, rounder and fatter.
No, not a gnome. Not a gnome.
Gnome. We're saying gnome on the gnomes.
Gnome on the gnome.
All right, what are my best qualities?
You are incredibly smart. You're incredibly handsome. You are so empathetic and compassionate. You are an amazing dad. You're hot. And you love good food. So I love good food, and we love good food together.
We do love good food together, babe.
Yeah.
What makes you proud to be Jewish?
The community I'm a part of, honestly. I think the way that they live their lives and the way your family lives there, it makes me very proud to be Jewish. I think you make me very proud to be Jewish. I am grateful you brought it into my life. Yeah.
And what would you say to anyone else who's on their own journey of conversion right now who might be watching or listening?
Like, be patient, but also, like, make sure you're not losing parts of yourself. Like, make sure you are very clear about the things you want to keep in your life, that if you get rid of them, you'd spiral and not be you. So it would be to keep a clear perspective on, like, who you are and what really matters to you as well. And to also, like, give yourself some time and to see, like, what it's like, and to just open your eyes and really absorb what you can.
Honey, I love you.
I love you.
Shout out to you today and every day.
Thank you, honey. Love you.
Huge thank you to my wife for marrying me and also for being on this show. It's totally okay if you're now all bigger fans of her than of me. It literally happens every time. Also, big thank you to everyone on the BJJP team, past and present, who has made it possible to reach this momentous 50th episode. I literally could not do this without each and every one of you, and I'm immensely grateful for your dedication, passion, support, and trust. And all of you beautiful people out there, thank you for watching and listening and for sharing with me what this show means to you. Knowing the impact it has on your lives is literally the reason I do this, the only reason. And I thank you for your dedication, support, and trust as well. All right, I'll see y'all back here for the next 50 episodes of Being Jewish with me, Jonah Platt.